the 40 Martyrs of Sebaste. It was the year 320 AD. The world was cold, dark, dangerous, and in a small city called Sebaste today, known as Sivas in Turkey, 40 Roman soldiers stood against the most powerful empire of their time. Not because they wanted riches, not because they wanted glory, but because they believed in Jesus Christ. These 40 men, strong and brave warriors of the famous Legion of Thunder, were faced with a terrible choice: deny Christ, or die a slow, freezing death. My friend, this is not just a story. This is history, and it is one of the most powerful testimonies of faith the church has ever known. Today, let me take you into the freezing night, where courage met cruelty, and where the crowns of heaven shone brighter than the fires of Rome. Stay with me until the end, because their story's not just about the past. It is a call for us today to stand strong for Jesus, no matter the cost. At this time, the Roman Empire was split between two emperors. In the west was Constantine, who had begun to allow Christianity to grow. But in the east was Licinius. Licinius was afraid that Christian soldiers in his army might betray him. So he made a cruel law. Every soldier must sacrifice to the Roman gods or face disgrace, torture, or death. In Sebaste, the local commander Agricola was given the task of enforcing this law. And he knew 40 men in his army who refused to bow. These men were famous soldiers. They were called the Legion of Thunder because in a past battle, a thunderstorm had saved Rome through them. They were heroes of the empire.
But now,
They were criminals because they chose Christ over Caesar. Agricola stood before them and said, "Soldiers, if you will offer sacrifice to the gods, you will receive honor and promotions. But if you refuse, you will lose your rank, you will lose your freedom, and you will lose your lives." The 40 stood tall, and they replied with courage, "We will never deny Christ. Do with us what you will. We are ready to die." That night, the soldiers were thrown into prison, but instead of crying, they sang. They sang psalms of hope. They prayed for strength. They encouraged each other, saying, "Brothers, let us not fear this short night of suffering, for it will bring us the endless day of heaven." Can you imagine that? 40 men in chains in the dark, facing death yet singing with joy. Finally, the cruel day came. The governor ordered the soldiers to be taken to a frozen lake. The winter wind howled like a beast. The ice cracked beneath their feet. And the guards shouted, "Strip off your clothes, stand on the ice until you renounce Christ." One by one, the soldiers removed their armor. They laid down their swords, and they stepped onto the bitter ice naked, trembling yet unafraid. On the shore, Agricola set up a trap. Warm fires, steaming baths, soft blankets, hot food and drink, all waiting for anyone who would give up Christ. It was not just the cold that tortured them. It was the sight of warmth and comfort, just steps away. As the night grew darker, the wind cut deeper. Their skin cracked with frost. Their breath turned into ice. But still they prayed, "Lord, 40 of us have entered the battle. Grant that we may all receive the crown. Let not one be missing." Hour after hour they encouraged each other. When one grew weak, another whispered, "Brother, hold fast. The crown of life is near." But as the night dragged on, one soldier could take no more. Shivering, he stumbled toward the shore. The guards rushed to wrap him in blankets and place him in the warm bath. But the moment his body touched the hot water, he collapsed. He died instantly. The others cried out in grief, "Lord, do not let our number fall short."
and then,
A miracle. One of the guards on the shore, his name was Aglaïus, saw a vision. Above the freezing men, he saw 40 crowns of glory shining in the sky. But he counted. Only 39. At that moment, his heart was pierced. He threw off his armor. He tore off his clothes, and he ran onto the ice shouting, "I too am a Christian." And so the number of 40 was restored. By dawn, most of the soldiers were frozen, their bodies stiff as stone, yet some still showed signs of life. The governor, enraged, ordered their legs to be broken with clubs. One by one they fell.
and then,
Their bodies were burned. The ashes were scattered into the river, but the Christians of Sebaste secretly gathered what they could. Those precious remains were carried across the world to be venerated in churches, remembered by the faithful, and honored for centuries. The story of the 40 martyrs spread quickly. Saint Basil the Great, only 60 years later, preached about them in a church built in their honor. Gregory of Nyssa, Ephraim the Syrian, and many others praised their courage. Even Empress Pulcheria in Constantinople kept their relics in a shrine. From Armenia to Greece, from Rome to Jerusalem, their memory became a fire that no empire could put out. To this day, their feast is kept on March 9th in the Orthodox Church. And every year, Christians remember these 40 brave men who chose eternal crowns over temporary comfort. My friend, the story of the 40 martyrs is not just history. It is a mirror held up to us today. They remind us that faith is not easy, that following Christ may cost us everything, that the world will tempt us with warm baths, comfort, money, fame, pleasure. But these things can kill the soul. The martyrs chose freezing pain for one night so they could live in heavenly joy forever. On that frozen lake in Sebaste, 40 men faced the power of Rome and won. Not with swords, not with shields, but with faith. They died, yes, but their story still lives. And today, as you listen, their voices whisper across the centuries. Stand strong, do not give up, for beyond the night of suffering, there shines the endless day of Christ.
Living in the dark days, chasing all the wrong ways, lost inside my sorrow, couldn't see tomorrow. Bye bye old ways, hello to brighter days. Jesus found my heart, new life from the start. Doubt could find me, change of sin they bound me. The love that came calling, saved me from my falling. Bye bye old ways, hello to brighter days. Jesus found my heart, new life from the start. Fog of doubt confined me, chains of sin they bound me. The love that came calling, saved me from my falling. Bye bye old ways, hello to brighter days. Jesus found my heart, new life from the start. The righteous path I'm on now, under His grace I vow. Every step I take is for His name's sake. Joys in every morning, gone is all the morning. I am found in His light, walking in His mind. Joys in every morning, gone is all the morning. I am found in His light, walking in His might.